Hello, welcome back to our English. Today's topic is vocabulary, action or activity. In this lesson, we will talk about the meanings of these words. If you Google, you can find out such kind of meanings. Activity is when you're busy doing something and no results. And as for action is on contrary, that is an act that you will get a result. Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary gives two words for every word, for action two meanings and for activity two meanings. Let's try to match them. So, a physical movement. This is in action. Something intentionally done to deal with the problem or difficulty. This is also action. Something that is done for enjoyment, especially something organized, such as sport or hobby. This is activity. And situation in which a lot of things are happening or people are moving around. This is also an activity. So as we see, action has two meanings and activity has two meanings. And how to use them in the context. Let's guess the meaning of the words. Let's see how well you have remembered and understood these meanings. Have a look at the sentence. They could take an action to harness this phenomena. So what do you think? What meaning is used here of the word action? So an action, so meanings. As for this word, this meaning is used. Something intentionally done. They could take an action to harness. It means to bring it under the control and use it. Next sentence. What activities would they engage in during all this time? So let's have a look at the meanings again. A situation in which a lot of things are happening or something that is done for enjoyment. Of course, something that is done for enjoyment. Okay, and now have a look at these sentences and guess the word itself. After weeks of frenetic gap, the job was finally finished. After weeks of frenetic activity. So frenetic activity means so energetic, fast and energetic activity. It only needs a small rest gap to start the process. Which word what do you think? Activity or action? Of course, action. So wrist action means movement of the wrist. And you know, sometimes collocations help us in order to use in a correct way these words. That's why we should learn them by heart. Flurry of activity. For example, there was a sudden flurry of activity when the rector walked in. So flurry of activity. A sudden short period of activity. Another collocation. Spare time activity. Tennis is very spare time activity. So it means spare time, you know, that is when you don't work and you do whatever you want. And one more collocation is call for swift action. For example, this problem calls for swift action from the government. So swift action means very quick action. So this problem, so it needs very quick action. So that is all from me. Now I hope you know the difference between action and activity, and you can use them in a correct way. Goodbye.